Doing a fucking test. Let's see if this is working already.
So there's so many ways you could go with this. We could talk about protein quality.
Yes, we could. Well, we're not going to. Not this time. I got some better information for you today. This is Gary, High Fruit Carboraider, and today I am addressing the issue of getting the proper nutrition from a vegan diet. Is it difficult? How difficult is it? Maybe supplements will come up. I'm making this video because someone asked me in the comments. They responded to me and said, you cannot honestly say your vegan diet is easier to get nutrition on. Now, I accept this challenge. First of all, did I say that? I don't know if I said that, but not only can I show that it's not difficult to get proper nutrition on a vegan diet, but I'm actually going to make the case that yes, I will say that it's actually easier. Am I going to say that? Well, we'll find out. I wrote down a bunch of stuff and I forgot all about this because I was busy with Olivia. But yeah, I think I am going to make that case. Check it out. I know it's hard to believe. And I think this guy is genuine in not believing such a thing. Why would it be easier when it is a fact that meat and dairy has a wider range of nutrition? And the reasons for that is pretty simple, although rarely talked about. It is that the animals collect a whole bunch of nutrients from their diets, and they also make nutrients that you can't get from plants. Us vegans are always reminded of that, but not many people point out that those animals have those animal nutrients because their animal bodies make it. Humans are also animals. We have animal bodies. We also make those nutrients. But I'm just getting started here. I'm jumping ahead a little bit. This discussion I was having with this person is found below this video by Dr. Ken Berry, but my video has nothing to do with his video. I don't even think I watched the video. Here we are, two carnivores, again talking about vegan diets. Very interesting how they have this fixation on attacking a vegan diet when they're really far away from vegan diets. Why don't they attack a mainstream diet? And did you notice over here comments during the live video? But let's check out a little bit of this. Oh, you know, this new feature here, the most watched parts, most replayed. Let's see what people replayed. Maybe because they couldn't believe what they heard.
Doesn't prove what they said it proved. It was in the Wall Street Journal. When they see an article in a news magazine, in Newsweek, or on CNN or Fox News or they tend to look at them as an authority figure, and they tend to trust that news. Like, oh, well, I mean, it was on the news. It was in the Wall Street Journal, but yet these two guys on YouTube are telling me that it doesn't prove what they said it proved. And I love when you call it epidemiology because that's, I mean,
I had not heard of that before. I don't really watch Bart. He's hardly watchable. He's so ridiculous. He really debunks himself. That's why I kind of retired from talking about him.
We can do meaningful epidemiological research, and indeed that it has been done in the past.
Whoa, that's surprising. Look at Bart's expression there, his reaction.
That it does not show causation. It cannot prove a cause.
Right. We know this. And scientists know this. It doesn't have to. All these different kinds of science are put together by scientists, but dissected by scamming YouTubers. Isolated, compartmentalized to fit their narrative. So that was the most watched? Why? It's a rare occasion when I heard Ken Berry sounding reasonable.
To do a control study here, we need to give 100 people ice cream cones and go to the beach, and then 100 people not.
Complete fool and crazy dieter sounding reasonable. Scary stuff.
Their pancreas, the beta cells producing the insulin, is able to keep the blood sugar under control, but only by having chronically high levels of insulin.
Ice cream is high in fat and sugar. That's the problem with ice cream. And they talk about the Randall cycle here. Me and Bart agreed on this. I got him to kind of agree with me. No, he already agrees that fat and carbs are the cause of blood sugar problems, not just carbs. But on the other hand, yeah, I think I made a video about him being hypocritical on that issue. Okay. Down here is the discussion, and I wrote, they found out it makes them ill. Oh, so much wrong with that. There's no mechanism for that, using Bart's language. You can't say one thing about a vegan diet that inherently makes a person ill. You're dabbling in anecdotes. You're not supposed to do that here. I got an anecdote for you. I found out how a high-fruit, low-fat vegan diet is great. I found this out, people, because 28 years I was eating that diet, and it's gotten me to age 54 with none of the typical problems people get at my age. So pull your head out of this rabbit hole. I was so sick when on a vegan diet. Now you're probably detoxing. You don't get sick from removing animal products from your diet. Your body cleans all the junk out. So someone quoted there's no mechanism for that. And this person doesn't seem to understand mechanism and what the word implies. They write, so I guess feeling like shit, being sick, and losing life is not a mechanism. Right. Those are symptoms. Get back to my next comment. Right. As Bart fans should know, mechanism is the process in which you feel like shit. These right-wingers are just letting their feelings decide what's going on with the science. But no mechanism, and lack of meat is not the mechanism. It could be detox. I've detoxed plenty and saw it through and came out feeling better than before. And then the usual crap, it's called malnutrition. Yeah, when you get a blood test that shows that, vegans' blood tests and the nutrition sites show very little malnutrition rates. Many vegans having no malnutrition. I would ask if the OP got a blood test, but I know how that goes. You know how that goes, people? So anyway, here's the comment that inspired this video I'm making. Many vegans having none, but not the majority. Okay, he's making a claim here, typical anti-vegan claim. It would be impossible not to be deficient in at least one nutrient. Most people are on any diet. Yes, thanks, I was going to say that. Maybe you got lucky and figured out the right foods to be good enough to be happy with your health. I am happy for you. But you cannot honestly tell me a plant-based diet is easier and straightforward to get nutrition on. I can understand people thinking this way. If it's not straightforward, the average person won't be able to adopt it. Okay, now I'm going to go to the response I wrote to him. I started out with the technique I've been using lately to foster good communication and respect. You start out by agreeing with something that they said. It shows you can spot true things and acknowledge them. So I said, yeah, it's true. For nutrition, a varied diet is better. And of course, meat has just a lot of things, and I don't even push veganism anymore because it's not as important for health as eating a large amount of fruits and vegetables, eating a low-fat diet that is carb-based. As I mentioned earlier, carbs and fat don't go well together in the blood. So you got to pick one, and it should be carbs, because fruits and vegetables, we were meant for a carb-based diet. And what I do on my channel often is I'm just showing that eating in this way, really easy to do if you just eat a vegan diet. It's difficult to keep your fat low when you're still eating animal products. And to his comment that it's not straightforward, if the diet's not straightforward, I told him that my diet is straightforward. I call it the Carboraider Diet, and it's got simple rules. It is straightforward. It's simple. Simple eating is going to be natural, which means healthy, which also means easy to prepare, and it's also cheap. It will save money. What can I eat on the Carboraider Diet? All fruits are in, I guess all vegetables. As for grains, they should be mostly whole. The pseudo grains are better than wheat would be the worst. And potatoes are even better, including yams, sweet potatoes. Then there's beans, legumes. You don't need any of those, if you can't handle them. But once or twice a week is good. And there's more detailed things that you could get into. But those are the basics. Oh yeah, eat fruit alone and have that during the first part of the day. Then the fruit stops and you eat the heavier foods later. Timing, combinations, stuff like that. He also said ranges for the blood work is way out of line for what's healthiest in my opinion. I think he means when you get your blood tested and they give the results, those ranges are not what he would think is healthiest. Well, this is coming from someone who watches a carnivore channel. So yeah, they're going to be disagreeing with anything mainstream. They also disagree with the food pyramid. And these people hardly eat any vitamin C, yet they justify that. What's healthiest in my opinion? And I responded, opinion, eh? Opinion. I think that is your bias as a viewer of Dr. Dingleberry. The ranges are made to prioritize avoiding immediate consequences to health. Either you need a silly amount of supplements like vitamin C that you can get from one orange, which they don't eat because it's got carbs, or wacky food tricks that no one knows about to get great nutrition. A silly amount of supplements. Okay, supplements are here. Yes, these are all mostly myths. Speaking of blood work, I told him about some big news in my life that you might not have heard yet, that I got my blood test. My first blood test ever. And those videos are coming. They're going to be good. Remember, this is after 28 years vegan. And I will keep you in suspense. Save it for the video. I'll be covering just everything that was tested. Not just nutrients. Yeah, we got cholesterol in there. Blood sugar is in there. So I wrote to him, no silly amount of supplements. I take a small amount of supplements. And they're supplements I wouldn't need if I were living naturally, which none of us are. Fruit and veg is the bomb. People just eat way too little of them. No wacky food tricks, none. I don't believe in those. I've spoken out against that kind of thing. It's just clickbait. I would say carnivores have more food tricks and low carbers to keep themselves from eating junk. I'm just eating really basic, the way nature intended. He said, to be frank, I think you would likely be better on a carnivore's diet. There you go. I said, I'm doing better than all these carnies. There's a reason that diet has no long-term data. Ouch! Oh yeah, right here, this is funny. He said to me, also, you didn't really listen to or understand anything in this video. I replied, I probably didn't even watch it. Why would I? These two are ridiculous. I've heard enough carny clownery over the last 5 years. It's just political, dogmatic nonsense. Here's another myth that you won't get B12 unless you eat animal products. Not understanding that B12 comes from bacteria. I'm of the opinion the correct amount of food to eat on vegan is unrealistic and inconvenient for many. The way nature intended is a coping mechanism to justify my decision. No human has ever survived solely on plants. I'm right here. There's a whole bunch of people. There's Dr. T. Colin Campbell. He's around 96. And then he tells me, we're descended from primates, remember? I was telling other people that same thing. And then he says, they ate meat. And they ate meat and they ate fermented fiber, which we can't do. And so how am I here doing well? Then it's really hard to argue with direct chemistry. And then I come in a few hours later and do just that. We're not descended from primates. I'm always saying that it's a fruitarian go-to line that shows we're not meat eaters. Quote, they ate meat. That line is common generalizing trickery. Some ate meat, not much. Sometimes it's only a mating ritual. Primates are generally frugivores. And then some scientists talking about how humans are fruitarian. So no one has responded back to my last comment. So I took care of that guy. Who's next? While I'm waiting, I got 2 little clips for you. I want to show you how this video starts. Check this out. This is amazing. Imagine starting a video this way. From the 0 point.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Check it out. That's it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
And there was 2 other occasions I heard him clearing his throat. A lot of people do not know what that is. People think it's normal. I only realized clearing a throat is a bad sign. People think it's normal. I only realized it when my throat actually got clear of what's in there, mucus and other crap. That went away with me when I started on this diet 28 years ago. Took a few months or year or so. I only watched a couple of minutes of this video. You could hear him clearing his throat on other occasions. This guy's supposedly on a clean diet, and it's really healthy. And look how red he is, man. They're all getting red. And here, last clip.
I'm ready to build something with somebody. I'm someone's wife. I still have so much to give.
So, I like to think I'm a good catch. Have my own teeth, got my own job, got a car, got a truck, got a house, take showers, obviously my hair's wet. But yeah, it's hard out there, guys. It's hard.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Piano music. Yeah. Anyway, you could say that she's got that certain kind of mentality. Just like with the carnivores. She likes hearing the bull crap. Anyway, thumbs up, share, subscribe. My garden video should be next.